Good morning. It is, I don't know what it is, March 19th, 6:59 a.m. right now. I've been up for about an hour, and I am on my way to do the last thing in the world that I want to do. Go down to the beach to swim. Tri Posse's doing a weekly get-together at the beach for those who want to do open water swims or bike or run. They just want to do group things, and I'm going down because Helen wants me to get an open water swim. I don't love it. I had to swim, so I know it's been a couple weeks since I've videoed or vlogged or whatever. It's training has been so intense for me. It's been so non-stop that I haven't really had a beat to really record anything meaningful. So I figured I'm not going to force content, but today just happens to be, I had two things on my schedule: a long run, about an hour 5, and then a 90-minute bike. Just zone 2 efforts, go. And it would have been a really good day to record, but then she asked me to go down to the water, and I'm going to go down to the water. I don't want to. And why don't I want to? Well, it's right now I'm looking at my car. It is 38 degrees outside. That's why I don't want to. Now the water temperature, different than air temperature, is, as of this morning, 68 degrees at Pensacola Beach. Now, obviously, the buoys are out a little further, so it might be a little warmer as you get closer to the beach. But it's around 68 degrees, which means it's a wetsuit swim day, which I don't love because I still have anxiety in the wetsuit from St. George. Although I did have a good wetsuit swim last week. Why am I going to the beach for a swim? Well, to catch you up on what's going on, I've had a swim time trial the other day in the pool, 1,650 yards, and I think my pace was 147 per 100, which is better than every other time trial I've had over the last 2 years. Last week I did a swim at the beach at like 142 per 100. It was a little over 1,000 yards, but it was an effortless swim, fairly quick. So we're trying to see the swim speed and power translate into open water, from pool to open water. But essentially that's what's going on. I've been doing a lot of running, most of it speed and power work. Today is supposed to be like my first zone 2 run since before Princess. Like I haven't had a run where I haven't been doing some kind of tempo or intervals or some kind of speed work, marathon pace, sprints, etc. This is the first run I haven't done that. And I was really looking forward to just going down to the beach and running. I was going to go down there with the group, run for my hour and 5 minutes, and then come back. But that's clearly not the case today, because I'm going down for a swim. So hopefully we get there, it's like 41 degrees and nobody wants to go in the water because, most of us have sleeveless wetsuits because, Florida. And Helen says, yeah, it's too cold, let's not go in the water. Because it's not so much being in the water that's going to be cold, it's going to feel like a bath. It's getting out of the water that's going to suck when it's 42, 43 degrees and no one's really kind of warmed up. So let's get to the beach. I have recorded a couple things. I got a couple new pieces of gear for training, and one of them I've been using. If you've been watching on Instagram, or Facebook, I have been using one of my pieces of gear already. So instead of telling you about it, I'll just show you because I did record this clip, and I think I still have it. So watch this while I get down to the beach. Okay, so last video was a little bit of a clickbaity title, the whole I'm retired thing. Let's be real, I'm not going to retire until I qualify and complete a world championship triathlon race, Ironman race, okay? The retirement we were talking about was the shoes. Last week after the Princess, half marathon, we retired the Carbon X's. We also retired the Rincon 3s that I've been running in, because let's be real, I've been running in those since training for Chattanooga, and they were worn the hell out. So today's new shoe day. This is number one of the 2 things that I've already purchased for this training block leading to Gulf Coast. Now, cool, I don't need that. Banks is gonna be happy we got another box for him. He's coming already. We got a new pair of Hokas. Naturally, I'm not running any other shoe, and we're gonna give Binks his little box on the floor. So, I've seen these Hokas in person at Dick's Sporting Goods, because Dick's Sporting Goods actually now sells Hokas. If I'd have known that they would have had this version of them, I would have bought them directly there instead of ordering them online. But, and you know what? It didn't even take, 30 seconds, and the cats are already enjoying the box. Check this out. What you got, Banks? All right. Okay, back to the Hokas. So, we got the new Hokas for the season now. I bought this pair, and this pair is absolutely 100% not my style. But for some reason, this color wave just popped for me, and I was like, I gotta have that one. I don't even know why. But normally I'm like a black and white kind of guy. You know, I bought the red and gray. I've never really been super colorful. Like, you know, it'd be something, but it had black or gray and white mixed in there. This has white, but that's it. So these are, hold on, let's see if it says there. These are the Mach 5 Hokas. And yeah, I'm just super stoked. This is going to take me through Gulf Coast training and a little bit into the marathon training towards the end of the year. But these are just super dope. Look at these. Like, this is so not a shoe that I would typically wear, but for some reason I'm digging the blue, the purple, and then the fading into pink. I don't know. This is just weird to me, but I'm excited. Today I have a run, and we're going to put those in as a tempo run, so I probably should break in, use my other shoes, because I have not run in the Mach 5s yet. I might end up going back to the Rincon 3s just for today's run, at least until we get a whole, just a zone 2 run, because like I said, today is a bit of a tempo run. But then again, I'm stupid, and I might not. So I might run in these today. It's shitty weather out. It is raining. It is wind. It's not really raining, but it's super windy. I think we're at like 25 mile an hour winds at the moment. It's super gusty. I don't love it. I don't like it. But it's supposed to die down around 5, 6 o'clock, which is likely when I would run anyway. So I have work to do. I'm going to eat breakfast. I'm going to put these on and see what they look like on my feet, because I haven't actually tried them on yet. I'm literally opening them for the first time today. They got here the day we left, or the day before we left for the race last week, so I didn't actually open them up. I saved them for today. Yeah, we're gonna rock the Hokas and have a good old time. And then later, after the days kind of settled in and whatever, I will show you the second thing I bought for Gulf Coast. And this is something that I've never purchased one before. I had to borrow one last year. I borrowed it and I was like, dude, I need one of these. And I told my wife, I said, I need this. Going forward, I need this. So I bought one. And I'll show you what that is a little bit later today. I am gonna miss that view coming over that bridge. Sometimes you take for granted that you're 20 miles from the Gulf of Mexico, but it's just not exciting to go to the beach these days. I don't know. Fuck, it's windy. There's a wind going. Looks like it's going south, which I don't know what that means, but it is what it is. Anyway, so I got new shoes, and I'll be rocking those shoes here at the beach. Dude, I'm loving how they feel. I forget the speed factor, because everybody's supposed to be faster in new shoes, right? It's just they're super comfortable, and I'm feeling really good going those longer distances, right? I guess I feel a little bit faster, but it's probably because I'm not afraid to go a little harder with the impact, because like my knees were starting to bother me with the old Hokas. So upgrade the shoes, refresh them, because you have to do that every 300 to 500 miles with running shoes, and it was beyond due. So I'm pulling into the beach now. I don't know if I see anybody that I'm supposed to be here with. I really haven't been looking, and I don't know. I don't even know what half their cars look like, but it's 7:28, so technically I'm early, and knowing most of the team is they'll be late by at least 5 minutes. So I've got a couple minutes before most people get here. Yeah, so we are, it says meet at Casino Beach, but I see a red truck with a bike rack. But again, I don't see anybody else, which is disappointing, since there should be a bunch of us here. So that's... I don't know. I don't really see anybody. Well, the good news is if nobody shows up, I don't have to run. Oh, it's Val. So Val's here. I don't want to do this. There. The water's actually very, very calm right now, which would be great if it wasn't so damn cold. You can see the current going left to right. That'll change throughout the day. Yeah, if it wasn't so damn cold and windy, I'd actually probably enjoy swimming today. But it's 43 degrees. Like I really don't want to be out here right now. I might even do my run on the treadmill. That's how cold it is. I don't enjoy cold weather, being outdoors. It's one thing if I'm like playing in the snow and I'm dressed for it, or I'm snowboarding and I'm dressed for it. But to swim, bike, or run in this, fuck, no. Yeah, so it's right now 43 degrees with a 13 mile an hour steady wind. Feels like 38. I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. How about that? I don't want to do it. I want to go home, hit the treadmill for an hour, hit my bike for 90 minutes, or hit the bike first and then hit run later. But I don't want to do this. So it is 12:35 right now. I came home, I got back about 10 o'clock from the beach, wanted to thaw out a little bit. It was really, really cold. I think the worst part of the cold wasn't the water, it was getting out of the water. So, thawed out, came home, ate something, kind of relaxed a little bit. It's now 12:30 and I have to do a 90-minute bike ride, but I wanted to go over kind of what I did in the water today. Now, today wasn't about a distance swim. Again, I had a time trial 3 days ago, and in the pool, my time trial was about 147 per 100 for 1,650 yards. Now, keep in mind, a 70.3 Ironman is only about 2,150 yardage-wise. Okay, so today it was just getting in the water, because open water has a different feel than pool water. Not necessarily temperature, but like the current and feeling the waves and just kind of being open and not having the line on the bottom to guide you, and just, you have to learn sighting and all these other aspects. And then when you get into the group, you have a lot of people around you, so that's another aspect. Plus it's deeper, you can't always touch the bottom depending on where you're swimming. So there's a lot of things you have to get ready for mentally with open water. And today was just getting that. I haven't been open water. I've only been open water twice since Chattanooga. So it was good to get back in the water. So I'll put it up here. Did about 830 yards in about 12:38. Average pace being 131 per 100. Now you can tell we were swimming east to west. And you could tell just by, seeing my pace that the Gulf was pushing pretty nicely to the west. Now that's at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, which is roughly about when we'll be getting done with Gulf Coast. So hopefully, unlike this year, hopefully Gulf Coast has a nice current and it's flat, because water was perfectly clear, perfectly calm. It just had a current that was pushing you west, which will help us in the long run when we actually get to race day. So what I'm about to do now, I have a 90-minute bike ride that I had to do. And I'm going to put on some Netflix video, not Netflix, but YouTube videos. There's a couple of vloggers that put out a new video today, and excuse me, and I'm going to check them out. So I'm going to put them on the TV. I've got 90 minutes, so I can watch a couple videos and then go back to watching Lost. I'm on season 2, episode like 11 or 12 right now. I'm really kind of rolling through these. I'm actually watching these during work too, not necessarily just on training days. And then later today we have to do a run. It's about 50 degrees and windy outside. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it. Depending on how I feel about this run, I'm definitely not going to do that right away, but we'll probably hit the treadmill a little bit later tonight, a little bit later this afternoon, because Mackenzie has, Connie and Mackenzie are doing things on the TV. We have nothing else planned. Kenzie has a meeting tonight at work. So I can literally take my time doing anything today. So it's just a 65-minute run. I don't know. I just don't really know if I feel like going outside. I may have to just suck it up and go outside, but we will see. Let me get on the bike. But before we get on the bike, another thing happened a couple weeks ago that I recorded for a previous, what was thought to be a previous vlog video. Again, never really matriculated because I didn't have time to edit it together. And it just kind of didn't roll. It just felt forced. But I now have another piece of equipment for the bike. So watch this and see what it is. All right, so it's lunchtime. I've got some white rice with some chicken cooked from the crock pot. Basically just take chicken fillets, chicken breast, whatever, a couple bottles of Italian dressing, let it cook in the crock pot for like 5 to 6 hours on low, shred it up, done deal. Easy day. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is the addition to my bike equipment this year. So last year, let's see if I have yet. Last year, I had to borrow a bike computer from my friend Casey. Casey, thank you. And it was to get me through, so I knew on the course what my power was, what my cadence was, how far I've gone, my time, etc. on the bike, because you don't want to keep it watching, adjusting your watch, especially if you're focused on power. My watch didn't register my power meter, and that sucked. So I had to borrow one because I didn't have one on the course. And then Casey's like, I'm getting back into biking again, I need my computer. I was like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. So let me send it back to you. And I sent it back to her, and I was like, yeah, no problem, whatever. I'm done with Chattanooga. Send it back, it did great. And I'm not getting back into triathlon for a little while because of the move. And then, of course, I signed up for Gulf Coast. I'm like, I need to kick the shit out of this power-wise, and I don't have a power meter for the bike, so when I actually get outside, I don't know what I'm doing power-wise. I can only go off of speed and maybe cadence, but I don't, it's not really a good factor because, power is different. So I bought this. Now, here's the box. It is the new Garmin Edge 830 bike computer. So I just bought this the other day. Like the little screen protector plastic is still on. That's how new this is. I got it the other day. I'm really looking forward to getting this on the bike so that I can start training with it, so I can, just getting used to like the position of where it is, where it's going to sit on my handlebars, etc. So by the time I get to Gulf Coast on race day, or even the outdoor rides I'm going to have to do before that, everything is set up in view. I don't have to adjust or hope that it's set up the right way. My windows or my data screens are the way they should be, the way I want them to be, and so on. So that is the newest addition. Between that and the sneakers, those are the two new additions I have to triathlon training. Now, luckily, this is going to be around for a long time. That's going to be a couple years before I upgrade that. So that $350 or $300 something purchase is going to last a few years. So I'm not going to need a new bike computer for a while. But here's all the hardware for it. Like I said, it's still new. Everything's still kind of wrapped up. I have to get this on the bike, read the manual, which is here to learn anything I don't know about it already, because there's always features that you learn at the end of the day that you're like, oh shit, I didn't know I could do that. So that's the new stuff. I'm going to eat lunch, finish out the workday. I still have to do core from this morning's workout, and then I'm going to go for my run later after I pick up G from school. And I've got Kenzie's GoPro, so I'm going to put a memory card in that and take that on the run. Maybe. I always say that and then I never do. So we'll see what happens with the run. It's a tempo run, so I may not. It's kind of short bursts, if you will. Let's see. Like, I'm looking at it right now. 10-minute warm-up. Then I go 6 repeats of 20 seconds in zone 4, 1 minute in zone 2. And then 2 repeats of 10 minutes in zone 4, 1 minute in zone 5, and then a 10-minute cooldown. So it's a 50-minute workout. I'm going to plug this into my Garmin on my watch so that I don't have to worry about hitting lap buttons all the damn time. It'll just automatically tell me what to adjust, and we will go from there. I might try to go to the track for that. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see what the weather looks like. We'll see what the wind outside situation is, and so on. But anyway, that's the update for now. I'll talk to you later when it's run time. Alright, so as you saw, I got a new bike computer. Obviously, I'm not using it right now, otherwise I would have shown it to you on the bike. But I've got to get help putting it on because it's weird, and honestly, I don't know enough about doing that shit. And the last thing I want to do is put it on wrong, go riding outside, have it fall off, and then break or something. It's a $400 plus bike computer. Crazy expensive. But that's the other new toy we got going. Now, forgive me. I picked a stupid ass course on Zwift from Scotland, and of course all their roads are made up. But I picked this stupid ass course thinking it wasn't going to be hilly. And of course, now I'm panting. I'm 3 miles in, climbing over 110 feet per mile. This is crazy. Anyway, one more thing I wanted to point out while I'm on the bike. Let me change gears. Here we go. So, I just watched a video by this kid I've been following, Blake Jakes, from Canada. He's been doing triathlon for about a year and a half. Kid's pretty phenomenal athlete, right? Former hockey player. Now he's killing it in the Ironman circuit in Canada. He's young, but he's doing his thing. I'm watching his video, and I watch his videos because this kid just seems superhuman sometimes. Like he only shows his most phenomenal stuff, but today he didn't. Today he showed a workout that he failed at. And as an athlete who struggles themselves, and I'm always trying to compete with others, and even if I'm not supposed to compete with others, I'm always trying to, say, hey, this guy's been doing this 5 years less than me, I should be better than him, etc. It's just comforting to see somebody else struggle. Because I've had workouts like he did, where you have an hour and a half workout, 40 minutes in, you're like, I can't do this. This just doesn't feel right. It feels off. Sometimes it's just good to know that others are doing the same thing. Because if you watch enough YouTube, and you watch enough of these YouTube athletes, it looks like they're the most phenomenal athletes in the world. Clearly not me, of course, but others. So, again, not that I wish anybody to fail, but sometimes it's good to see the struggles to let you know that you are normal as well. So, I'm 19 minutes into this ride. I'm gonna keep on riding. I'll talk to you when I'm done with the ride, figure out what I'm gonna do about this run, and we'll go from there. So, see you in a little bit.
Targets on site.
Are you followed? No. Driving assets. It's all here as we discussed.
Position.
Should we get some lunch? Oh, good. Famished.
If you're an undercover agent, you need to be undercover. And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
We're gonna get out of there.
See how much you could save by bundling with Geico.
All right, done riding the bike, 90 minutes, zone 2, so the average power is about 168. Still watching another episode of Lost. So I'm doing good, feeling good. Now it's about 2:15 in the afternoon. I'm gonna recuperate, rest a little bit, get a little something extra to eat, and then I'm gonna decide if I want to run outside or if I want to hit the treadmill. I haven't been outside in a couple hours, so I don't know. We'll see. But I do have a 65-minute zone 2 run, which not very difficult. It's just a longer run, probably the longest run since the half marathon, if I'm being honest. So give me a little while to finish this episode, figure out what I want to do, if I want to go indoors or outdoors, and then we're going to eat, refuel, and then head out. So I hate these long days. Like, if it was just a bike and a run, fine. But then getting up to go to the water this morning, like when you add all 3 of them together, you might as well just run a race. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'll see y'all later. It's fucking cold. The wind is not fun. It is fucking cold. Almost done. Got about 20 minutes to go. All right, done. That wind was killer. The planned workout was an hour 5. I did an hour 5 in 1 second. In that time, I covered 6.75 miles at an average pace of 9:38 per mile. Oh. Today was an exhausting day, and so far this training plan has been brutal. It's been tougher than the St. George training plan, in my opinion. And St. George was a more difficult race. Now, it's possible that it's my fault because I set the bar for this one so high that Dom feels, okay, if we're going to hit that goal, we got to push a little bit harder. Or maybe he feels that because of the training plan I used for the Princess Half Marathon, it wasn't enough, that he's got to push a little harder to get me back up to where I probably should have been. Had I been training, for this the entire time, I don't know. But my legs are just not happy right now. they're tired, and can't wait to see what tomorrow's training plan is, because I don't think they updated it yet. So later tonight I'll get to see what the plan is and go from there. But I'm gonna go inside, take a nice long shower, and then go grab dinner, because it's 5 o'clock now, so it's not too bad. It's still early enough for me to relax with the family, get something to eat, and get to bed at a normal time. I'll wrap up the video in a little bit. I'll cover up the whole day's worth of training and everything. So, but I'm done with the run. That wind sucked. It was tough, but I'll even cover my paces for this run. I don't have them because I'm recording on my phone and the camera's inside and whatever. I'll see you when I'm ready to come back.